EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight we wrap up a great Sunday here in Super Wild Card Weekend, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. To finish up this Sunday, we might save the best for last, and off we go here in the wild card round. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
He finds Bateman over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
First down, here's Mitchell. And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
McCarthy off the play fake. This is intercepted. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Cook. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there, because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
Under.
They run again on first down. Cook. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the Ravens 29-yard line.
Ready.
Play action. Here's Stroud. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Stroud looking to throw. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get him the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up a little bit, didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
They're looking deep here for Flowers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
To the air with McCarthy. They'll try and do this himself. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He's a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
Looking to throw McCarthy. This will go to Henry out wide. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's second down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
Setting up the screen here to Edwards. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Here's McCarthy. A short one there, caught by Likely. That'll give him 8 that time. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Texans' 39-yard line.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Screen play, setting it up for Mitchell. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Now McCarthy. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down.
Let's go. 60 Pirates, 7 Pirates, 60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. In the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
Throwing is McCarthy. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Collins. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
4 yards remain on second down. Ball on the 10.
Let's go now.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Here we go, set.
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Henry going to be hit and run at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal. At the 3-yard
From the shotgun, McCarthy to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
3rd down and goal now, and this Houston defense not backing down. They'll look for one more stop. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Ravens have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. There's the stiff arm. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Here we go.
Stroud sets up the play action. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Stroud keeps it. And he is going to have a Texans first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for fourth down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Oh, no.
Getting the ball is Cook, run left. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Here's Stroud. Now he'll tuck this and run. That's to Cook out of the backfield. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Stroud to throw it. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. 2nd down and 6 now.
Here we go, set.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On play action, now McCarthy. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Left wing 19. Buffalo 18. Cup 19. Cup 19. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Back to throw. McCarthy. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Oh, no. 18.
Now Stroud. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
Left side, Cook. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Second down in the yard.
All right.
On the bootleg, Stroud. That's complete to his rookie second-round pick. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
And the Texans first down. A gain of 7.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A give. This is Cook. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Throwing now is Stroud. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 14. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to the ground, Cook. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. James Cook, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Texans have retaken the lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that'll make this a 6-point game.
Ravens 7.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Fighting his way through contact. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Cook up the gut. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And take this one in for a Texans touchdown. James Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Texans would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Christian Harris. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Stroud. And it is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jaden Higgins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Looking to put a drive together. Stroud off the play fake. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off.
and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Play action. Here's Stroud. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Ravens have got it. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Following the fumble recovery, McCarthy on target to his man, likely. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 15-yard line.
McCarthy off the play fake. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's good for Baltimore.
Henry up the middle. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Again, it's Henry. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. On play action, McCarthy. He'll try and do this himself. There's Flowers. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Ravens take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. 65 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
Play action. Stroud now. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Well, I think you have to forgive him just a little bit here because he's out of the pocket trying to make a play. But he rushes this throw and just wings it downfield right over the head of his wide-open receiver.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 36.
It's a gain of 20. 1st down, Texans.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
They'll try the wide side with Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
18, what's up? 11. South.
Stroud looking to throw. Here's Higgins out on the right side. Touchdown, Houston. Jaden Higgins with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Texans are able to add on to that lead.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round, but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more that they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down.
Trap 60. Tag. 60. 79 Bronco. 18. Pioneer.
Looking to throw McCarthy. He'll get this to Edwards out of the backfield. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's McCarthy. It's Edwards again. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
It's 4th down.
70 range. 18 Bradley. Panther 11.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To the air with McCarthy. Yes, he throws there incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10.
7 Pirates. 60 Maverick. 6.
McCarthy going to throw again. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
19 tight.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's going deep for Bateman. And he's got it inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
7 on the play. That's another Baltimore first down.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Throwing is McCarthy. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.J. McCarthy, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2.
The Ravens will.
McCarthy going to look to throw for it. And he's going to get in. So they're back within 11. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Watch to the right, watch to the right. 18, what's up?
And Stroud now to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
All right.
They'll run for it. Cook. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
On the fleet, right? Under. Swap. Level swap. Hey. Hey.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. In motion left is Higgins. They run it again with Cook. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. James Cook saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Texans have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. And he's going to go So a sack on the two-point try.
Ravens 22.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Now McCarthy. They'll let this go deep for Collins. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Handoff comes to Cook. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. 3rd down. Here's a run by Cook. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 125 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. First down, here's the run with Cook. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Here we go. Let's go. 18. What's that?
Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately,
he's got him in, complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 51 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. And my goodness, another interception. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face